Hello everyone. Today my topic is about Salesforce retention for Marketing 635. My name is Chengming Hu. And first introduction, turnover is a problem in many organizations. Direct cost associated with hiring and training a new employee has been estimated to be 200% of their salaries, according to Griff and Home 2001. Also, according to a recent survey, it looks like there's a 35% to 40% turnover during the first year of the new employees. According to Crown 2005 salesperson selection, training and development, the working relationship between salespeople and their employers is a key perspective in planning and implementing sales training. The role of salesperson is changing historically. Documenting the return on investment of training has been a challenging task for sales trainer and sales manager because those sales manager and sales executive don't sure there are any benefits they can get from the training process. And it's just really costing, and many programs still treat sales as a buyer versus seller situation, with current and predicted market conditions becoming more demanding. Customer retention has become to the forefront as an organizational priority. Provide adequate training will help to improve the salesperson's professionalism and improve the business. Salespeople should have more input into their training program in the future, not only in terms of training topic, but also in how training is delivered and evaluated. The relationship between the employees and the employer is a key factor to reduce the turnover rate, and we can see sales training to establish strategic advantage by attracting and retaining sales talent that improves overall firm's performance. I interviewed a Chinese car seller company, and the sample choose from previous students graduated from both states, and all of them are bachelor degree and have around 1 to 2 years working experience. Some of them back to China and some back to Boston to keep their further education. The reason I choose salesperson like that is to test the new hire or seasonal salespersons with their sales managers relationship. But it might have some limitation because of the culture difference between Chinese and Americans. And the reason I think it's important to reduce the turnover rate is because the seller and the buyer relationship is the important goal of most sales organization. When salespeople leave an organization, the customer relationship they formed and developed may be at risk. And during the interview, 3 out of 5 people said they don't have a formalizing coach training experience, and all of them do have an opportunity to learn with the sales experience with their sales manager. And mostly, the sales manager only care about the salesperson's performance instead of spend time to understanding the need of their employees. And 4 out of 5 people said they don't have a personal relationship with their sales manager, like they will not have lunch with their sales manager or after the work. And they interact with their manager really often. Mostly is face-to-face communicate and or instant message such as WeChat and QQ is really common to use in China and little different in the America. And here is you can see the screenshot of the WeChat. They can communicate with each other and really often, but Actually, the WeChat is like there is a function called Moment. It will show their private life. So the result is 2 out of the 5 people say they don't really want to show the moment to their manager because of the relationship is not so good, and they don't want to create a long-term relationship with their sales manager. Also, 2 out of 5 people um, they created a new account and add their sales manager because it's really often to use this software, but they don't want their manager see their private life. But back to their sales manager, I asked him, and he answered like for those full-time employees, they will add together, and they will post those travel pictures in the moment to share with others. I think the relationship between the sales manager and the salespeople is really important. And even though those salespeople respond their sales manager really professional efficiencies and really helpful, but just don't want to create a long-term relationship. During the interview, 4 out of 5 salespeople said they just work like seasonally or part-time as a salesperson in order to gathering more experience, and they don't really want to spend too much time in their sales positions. So to create a relationship between the salespeople and sales manager is really important. And according to the research, how to return key employee in a tough economic environment, he said the training, mentoring, and the coaching feedback is most important to create a long-term relationship, and which helps the company to return those talent employees. Training employees reinforce them their sense of value. Through training, employer help employee achieve goals and ensure they have a solid understanding of their job requirements. And from this training, those sample people already said they really learned something from it, but it's just like term of training instead of like evaluate or communicate. I think communication is really useful to build a credibility, and it's also important for employees to know that the employer is really listening and respond to its employees' input. And mentoring. A mentoring program integrated with goal-oriented feedback system provides a structured mechanism for developing strong relationship within an organization, and is a solid foundation for the employee retention and growth. And the last one, coaching. Coaching and feedback is important for company to uh, give employees so that their effort to stay aligned with the goals of the company and meet expectations. During an employee's first few weeks on their job, an employer should provide incentive feedback and which will help the employee know their value, and they will go extra they will go extra mile if they feel responsible for the result of their work, have sense of worth in their jobs, and believe their job make good use of their skills and receive recognition for their contributions. Employees need to feel valued and appreciated, be given feedback, provided with growth opportunities, and have trust and confidence in their leaders. All of those retention strategies are benefit when the employer want to keep their employees within the organization and keep cost of turnover low. Thanks for the listening, and this is my presentation for the day. Salesforce retention.